Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and in this video we're reviewing to Total Drama All-Stars, episode 13, the final Wreck-ening. This was the big season finale, and I thought this was a fantastic finale. They wrapped a lot of stuff up, and a lot of, all of the plots were wrapped up in this, and I really liked a lot of what happened in this episode. I thought it was a fantastic finish, and it is kind of the end of an era. You do get that at the end of the episode, which I'll get to. But I really, really enjoyed it. I thought I was just really happy with the way it all wrapped up. So, pretty much in the beginning of this episode, you see Mal and Zoe. And Mal, as Mike, is saying, oh, thank you for everything. And Zoe says, you can quit acting like that. The only reason that I brought you here is because I know that you're Mal and everything. And he basically now doesn't have to hide it anymore, which I thought was really awesome, the way he doesn't hide it. And he lies to Zoe, and he basically makes her think that Mike is not coming back and he's going to be there forever. Because that's what Mal believes right now. He doesn't know what's really happening. He thinks Mike is gone forever because he's imprisoned him. So, he doesn't really lie to her. But in a way, he sort of did, but he doesn't really know what's actually happening, which is pretty awesome. What's actually happening is all of them are trying to, find a way to get rid of Mal once and for all. And, the way they did it was pretty cool, and I'll get to that in a second. But, the big thing, basically, was that their last challenge, they were actually mentored by some of the losers of the show, Gwen and Cameron for Zoe, and the best surprise of them all, Heather and Alejandra were back, and the biggest surprise of them all, after the show, Heather and Alejandra got together, finally, and I was really happy about this. Everybody's in shock. And I love Chris's reaction. He's like, this is the worst thing ever happened to this show. Because who would have thought? It's kind of like, we all knew that they liked each other. They hit it on the show, but now they don't have to hide it anymore. And it was actually cool to see them as a couple and everything. It was kind of a different side we've seen of the both of them. We've seen this side of Alejandro, but not of Heather. It was really cool to see that, and I thought it was actually really, really funny. Because who would have thought after all this time that the two of them would just, we knew they'd get together, but who would have thought they would get together this soon? That's actually really funny, I think. Definitely. That was one of the best surprises of the episode. Unfortunately, though, they're the only ones to come back, which I was a little surprised by, because most times on this show, they have everybody from the whole season come back on. But I guess just because the way this challenge was constructed, and the way they did it, I think it would not be possible to get everybody to come back. I was a little surprised about that, but this whole episode, Chris is basically telling us, oh, someone's gonna die and everything, someone's gonna die. And I knew no one was gonna die. I knew he was just playing around. And the network is up his ass the entire episode, too. They're like, oh, you can't be so dangerous and everything. And they're ready to sue him and place him back in jail. Which was really funny, definitely. I definitely really enjoyed that. Eventually, though, as Mal and Zoe are fighting, what I really liked here is that, he reveals to everybody and everything, and I thought that was great. And, now the other thing that happens is when Mike in Mike's head, when Mike and everyone, go to his personalities, Mike sees his button here, and he says, what's this button? And basically what he realizes is that in giving up Mal, he has to give up the rest of his personalities, and he has to press this reset button, which basically just makes it so he's himself, and they're all gone. And, I love the way they did this next scene. This was awesome. We see Mal in Mike's head, and he's like, how are you still alive? How did this work? And he's shell-shocked that his plan did not work. And, Mike just says, oh, you know what I did. And he basically says how he pressed that reset button, and he just reset everything. And Mal, is about to attack Mike, and Mike forces his hand, puts his hand right on Mal, and Mal just disappears forever. And the way that happened, I thought was fantastic. The way they got rid of Mal was fantastic. Let's face it, Mal was the greatest villain on this entire show. I think Mal made this season so good. I think we can all agree that having Mal into the show with Mike and Mal, that was the best part of this show. By far. I mean, there were so many other great things in the show, but that was the best part. It was just, it got so awesome, and Mal was just such a badass, and Mike was actually a badass, too, after this, because it was pretty awesome, because then Mike finally returns, and Zoe's really happy about this. Now, at first she doesn't fully believe him, but then he says, where's that necklace I gave you? And she knows he's back. I'm glad she, was like, so are you back, or whatever. I'm glad she wasn't so clueless about once she found out about the necklace and everything. She knew he was back, and I thought that was great. And she ends up kissing him. Yes, his dream came true. The thing that he wanted to happen last week, it happened to him in this episode, and I was very happy for him. He really does deserve that. Because, he was in prison and now all this time, so I thought that was really, really great. I definitely really enjoyed that. Now, as soon as this happens, though, Heather and Alejandra are making out, and even Gwen kisses Cameron, which is really funny. I didn't really see that coming, but that was really funny. Also, I forgot to say we saw a little bit of Owen in this episode, and that was also really funny. I was a little surprised that Owen was not in this season. I think originally he was supposed to be, but they replaced him with Sam, who, I like Sam in the beginning of the season, but, whatever. I really enjoyed, I mean, everyone loves Owen. That's the thing. Everyone loves his character. He's a great character. But then at the end, Chris is like, enough with the hugs and kisses. I want to see someone get killed here. So he basically says, whoever pulls that sword out of the thing is automatically the winner. And that's basically what ends up happening. And after this, Heather and Alejandra go from lovey-dovey couple to at each other's throats, which I love. I think that's great because, you can still see that they're a couple, but they're doing this because they're just very, very competitive. And, I think Heather really does like Alejandra. It's just that she's a very, very competitive person. They're both very competitive. So that was really funny to see. And one of the funniest parts of this episode is when Heather and Alejandra are fighting. Gwen picks up this wooden thing and she knocks Heather right on the head. And that was awesome because for 4 seasons, Gwen has let Heather just constantly pick on her. It was great to see Gwen finally, kind of get her revenge. And I thought that was great. Just one last thing that Gwen had to do, and that was great. If, Gwen did not win the season, but at least she made it pretty far, and at least she was able to be in the last episode, and I definitely enjoyed that, because she was in all the episodes, which was great. That's a great accomplishment for Gwen. She was in all the episodes, like Toll Drama Island, and that was fantastic. So, yeah, that was definitely really great. So after this, they get to this sword in the stone, basically, and Mike pulls it out of the stone, and he wins the $1 million. After this, though, Chef fires this ammo, basically, with this gun, and it has spaghetti in it, and the network calls. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little sad, and also, it gets funny at the end, though, but it gets a little sad here, because what we find out is that we do find out that, the network wants to bring a whole new cast and everything. They want to bring a whole new season. Next year's season is going to be a whole new cast, which, it is good, but I kind of feel like I don't know how they're going to top this. I don't think they're going to be able to top this. This was by far the best season ever. And as soon as this happens, we find out that the gun that Chef fired was illegal, and it's also very, very dangerous with nuclear. It was like a nuclear weapon, and it could destroy everything. He fires it, and the whole island is destroyed, which was awesome to watch. I love seeing that. I thought that was great because it kind of just, it ends the era of Camp Wawanakwa. That's the end of Camp Wawanakwa, and I thought that was a great way to close it because it shows that, okay, Camp Wawanakwa is over. We're going to have a new cast, new everything, basically. New cast, new island, new everything. And I really like the ending where we basically see Gwen, Cameron, Zoe, and Mike. They say, so are you guys going to do this again? And they say, so what do you want to do after that? And you kind of see that they just want to move on with their lives. And unfortunately, this is probably the last time we're going to see these characters. I think pretty much they're gone after this season. We're not going to see them anymore. Which is kind of sad, but again, it's the end of an era, and you can definitely see that. I think also it's kind of the thing with, like, they kind of want to just move on with their lives, and, you know, you can only have so much of that for them to do, and I think that was great, but that's how it ended, and I thought it was a fantastic finale. Now, one thing I do want to say is that I think by far this has been the best season we've had of this show. It was better than Total Drama World Tour, which I didn't think, you know, anything could top that, but this was an even better season. I think it was just such a fantastic season, especially with Mal and everything. It was so intense. There were so many cliffhangers that they threw at you. This show has never had so many cliffhangers and so many big twists and everything. I absolutely love that, and I thought this was just a fantastic finale. I loved it. Best episode of the season, and I can't stop raving about it because it was just that good. It was just a fantastic episode, and I loved it. Let me know what you guys saw this episode. Are you happy Mike won? I think he definitely deserves it, because, I mean, the thing is, him and Zoe are together now, and he really does deserve everything he's gone through, especially after what happened with Mal. What do you think of the demise of Mal? I thought that was awesome the way that worked. Are you sad that it's a new cast? I mean, I don't think it's necessary to do that, but I guess if they want to continue the show, they are going to have to get a new cast, so hopefully it's better than Total Drama Revenge of the Island. That really was not good. And are you kind of upset that the island blew up? No, I think that was definitely necessary if they want to just start from scratch. But that's it from her. And also, is this the last time we're going to see all these characters? I think it probably is. That's it from my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Which will be for the originals, which is actually about to come on. So, I'll see you then. Bye.